We do not have the skilled personnel to compete. So when a brother does get education, he got no choice but to run to the white man establishment because that's where the opportunities are. We don't have enough skilled people to create that reality for ourselves. We think we got something going on, but because we are here, don't mean we got it going on. We just here. We just exist. Yes, we live in the Bronx. We live in D.C. We live in Detroit. We live in Chicago. But just being there ain't necessarily living. We ain't living life to the fullest because a lot of brothers walk around, and I'm not knocking it. I'm not being hard. I'm just telling you the reality that we got it right. They don't have a way to make a good living. They don't have a skill or a trade where people will exchange goods or services with them. Sisters now got a better opportunity than brothers.
That's why it's important now that we don't let Chinese take over the skill set in Africa and use it for its own thing. Now is the time to bring in cities like D.C. and Philadelphia. Philadelphia just signed a sister city project with Monrovia, Liberia, which is beautiful. You know, in other words, basically, African countries are going to need steel. Think about that. The core of any industrial nation is steel. Africa is going to need steel in its infrastructure and procurement system, right? Now, watching the Chinese, how much steel the Chinese dumped on Angola for its oil? You know, all that steel could have come from us in America. Could have came from our steel mills in Gary, Indiana. But because we turned our backs on Africa, we don't know how to access this. It's simple. And what you're saying, Black Achievement, is this. This is what I'm saying. The brother out there, this is how a nation is built. You got the activist thinkers and everything like that, the people who are active mind. I call the call nation, the activist mind, the keepers, right? You have the elite, right? Right now we're a broken community. Someone who's an MBA, business person, everything like that, you get that person and a group of those people form companies and corporations, do international business, whatever. You get that person with the average worker, the layman, right? And with the combination of those two forces, you know, the average worker and the elite, you know, coming together, that's how America was built.
Right.
America, you have the rich planners and the businessmen and bankers, and they got Joe Blow laymen coming over here being their foot soldiers in their thing. And eventually they end up on the land and becoming part of the system. That's the way it works. That's called enfranchisement. That's what's called enfranchisement. When you're disenfranchised, that means the elite wants no party. They were saying, look, well, we're bringing European laborers to come in and replace you. That's what disenfranchisement. Right now, there's no enfranchisement because there's no plan. Now, what I'm saying is this, though. If we start building in Africa with our businessmen coming over there and building and everything, and African businessmen and elite, you know, coming in like the Dangote Corporation and everything, an average rank and file person can get the necessary skills, and together, you know, you will come together because the average person will say, well, wait a minute, let's lobby for bigger wages over here. Well, we need this, we need that. But that's how nations are built. We come together. There's no white man involved in this process. We need the top educated black people, that's the elite, and we need the people that they made us hate so much, the brothers on the street, to come in and say, yo, look, we need to sit down. This is why I'm angry with Mr. Farrakhan, because we gave him that. We gave him every black man from every standpoint was at the Million Man March. You had black men that were MBAs, businessmen, and you had black men that were from the streets. And they were like, yo, we want a better day. Nobody wants to be a gangbanger and a drug dealer in the streets. You listen to some of these brothers, they want a way out. You know? They want a way out. But no one comes together and say, look, I see opportunity when I see all these young men and all these young brothers out there doing nothing or not. I see opportunity as far as nation building and building industries and building land and building an infrastructure and stuff like that. I see opportunity. You know, but right now we're a broken community. Everybody got their little job and they got their little position in corporate America, and then we're sitting back saying, oh, my God, why can't those people just get it together and everything? Well,
I see opportunity as well because, and see, my thing is this is not really that hard. We ain't dealing with a situation that is hard to get out of. What's making it hard
is we got a whole bunch of people bringing their thoughts and opinions to the table. They hate our freaking guts. And these people actually attain leadership positions amongst us.
Right, yep. And then because they attain leadership positions because they get invited on Fox News, MSNBC, different rare things. I was like saying, Mr. Such and Such of this. I'm like, who is this guy? You know,
why do you think that whenever something happens, they say you protect the women and the children first? Because when you have a new batch of children, that's new possibilities.
Right.
The only thing you have to do is create the environment or the institutions for those children to be instilled with the cultural values of the whole. We don't have that.
Look at Japan. I'd say one word, Japan. I studied the Japanese economic, social, and educational system and how they rose from the Meiji, I studied Japanese history through and through, and I'm firmly convinced that, beyond no shadow of doubt, some people may disagree, that nationhood is the right answer for African Americans. I'm convinced.
You know what else? I'm gonna tell you this too. What B.A. said was 100% correct. That when you are trying to build something, you need skilled people. But this is the problem. We don't have a shortage of skilled people. We got a shortage of skilled people with an African consciousness.
Right.
There's no shortage of people out here. We got skills in every aspect of nationhood. So then why isn't any nations being built? Why ain't any institutions being built? Because they're not African-centered.
Because they poison off. Why do you think to this day they have it in their thing? They have Africa being so negative. Well, I have on my YouTube, my Facebook page, and I put stuff on Facebook and throughout the end of my blog. And I have educated people with all kinds of, they're like, wow, I didn't know Africa has modern cities. You know,
wow.
I didn't know Africa. You know, you go.
That's widespread. That's widespread.
Wow,
in the black community.
You think it's an accident? No one knows about Lekki, Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria, the Lekki free trade zone and that thing, and Echo Atlantic, the beautiful new city that they're building. It looks like Dubai in Nigeria. You think it's any accident? No one knows about that. You think it's any accident no one knows about South Africa or Ghana, the new high-speed rail system they're building in West Africa, that they're building a rail line linking one coast of the continent to the other, and that there's this new the new trade zone that's going to be from North Africa down to Cape Town. Do you think it's any accident they don't know that Angola is booming right now, that Africa's growing at 6%, that new cities are being built as we talk, new modern cities? More and more Africans, there's 300 million people in the middle class in Africa.
Did you see the thing I sent you, Carla, on the African Mobile Company?
Yeah, that's another thing. Why aren't African American businessmen on the whole? There's one company, there's one brother from Maryland that's over in Uganda right now. He's doing pretty good too. He's doing good right now. But why are more African Americans? The biggest market for telecommunications is going to be in Africa. You know, the biggest market. It's going to
be twice the size of America. Their market is going to be twice the size of America.
Twice the size of America. And as a matter of fact, there's more Nigerian people that own cell phone BlackBerry subscriptions in Nigeria than there are twice as many people black people in the United States. There's 80 million BlackBerry subscribers in Nigeria. The market, the writing is on the wall. All the growth industries in the future is going to be technology driven. That means all the stocks and everything you see, the value of the stocks in the future is going to be mostly telecommunications. And Africa is going to be the frontier for it because everybody's going to want to do business in Africa, and they got everything from mobile telephones to everything that everyone's getting on the continent. That means you could be in the heart of the Congo, and you could trade your crop right from your cell phone. There's so much going on.
I still think that the one thing that we're missing, especially the nationalist community, is that we don't have a centralized fund to which when there's opportunities, we don't have. First of all, we don't have organization. And with that organization, we don't have a fund.
We don't have an institute.
And all it takes is it doesn't. And see, what we thinking is we keep hearing about the UNIA and stuff like that, and we keep seeing it. NOI, and we see these big organizations, but all these groups started. All we need is about 5 or 6 brothers to get together and come. Can we just do that? Can we do that first? Can we pick a spot? Can we pick a date, a spot, and a place where if you believe in, we just put it out there. If you believe in this, you are welcome to come to this meeting and help put the plan together. if you believe in this. Bam, 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 bam. And it's
we tried that. We tried to have one last year, kind of fell apart.
See, this is what I'm saying. If it's nothing but two people that show up, that's the start. You don't have to have 100, 150, 200 people coming up, because that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna get 1,000 people talking about, telling you it's a good idea, 100 people telling you they're gonna show up, and 10 people gonna come to see you. That's how it's gonna be.
What we do is get together with like-minded people, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I have my friend Devon Bell of the Kemetic Pipeline, right? If anybody don't know the Kemetic Pipeline, he's doing big things. He's sitting down with African governments, and he has people sign up on the Kemetic Pipeline all the time. That's going to be the real infrastructure. That's part of the infrastructure we're building, the Kemetic Pipeline. There's a lot of stuff going on that people are privy to and stuff like that people know about. There's a lot of stuff going on, but the main thing is going on is this. More and more African Americans are getting the impression that they got to think outside of America, not just Africa, but Europe. We need to start engaging these other countries and around the world ourselves. You know, as long as we're pigeonholed to the borders of the United States and all the stuff, we're not going to get any place.
To be honest with you, if we're going to establish anything here in America, we're going to have a connection between the brothers on the continent and us. For the people who want to be here.
Strong connection.
That's what I say. If you're going to have a community here, the whole entire purpose of that community is to be a trading depot for a place in Africa.
Right.
That's the whole purpose of the community.
Now,
it has nothing to do with America.
Can I ask a question? Does anybody on this phone disagree with that?
Black Achievement. BA, you're still online, man. Come on. What do you think?
Anybody? Well, then we have finally reached a consensus on something.
Right, that's a consensus. That is definitely a consensus.